Big U came back around, and I had this show idea.
And he got in the way of it, I'm assuming?
I let him do the apology, and he came back in.
Uh-huh.
And then he tried to extort me again.
At what point in the process of you putting the show together?
Through the whole show.
Okay.
Through the whole show. And by this time, Wack knows about this. I had to deal with Live Nation. And read it. And see, I have receipts for that because I was going back and forth with Live Nation.
Sugar Free needs 15 passes and 7 all-access wristbands per his manager, Ted. As far as indie acts, I'm still waiting on the full list. We just need a time slot from 8 to 9 for our acts. I have a stage manager who's going to flow our indie acts. He just did the Wiz show, which was a success. After that, you can map the show out how you need to. At this point, Corrupt may not come, and I fear for my life because his manager, Big U, has threatened to harm my life, which I'm at the police station now. I'm a mother of 4 children. I don't take threats lightly, especially when I have an event to pull off. So if we can please accommodate Sugar Free, that would be great. And if Big U comes, I don't want him allowed in the venue or around my red carpet. So I'm trying to hire off-duty police officers. Sorry for the inconvenience.
What date is that?
That is June 26, 2014. And that's from you to Paul. Okay. Damn. So even at that point, this was just like a constant thing.
It's been a constant thing. And that's what people don't understand. This isn't one thing. It's a constant throughout my career, throughout my life, just dealing with him.
Right.
Read this one real quick. I just want you to read that one.
Okay. This is from you again in 2014. Hello, Paul. I spoke with Compton AV's manager. He's confirmed. I paid him in full for the show tonight, and I have a contract on him. I paid Corrupt $1,500 through his manager, Big U. If the rumor is he is not showing up tonight and I have a signed contract, I will sue him. Big U is making this very hard for me and is intimidating, extorting, and bullying. The only way Corrupt won't show up is because he said he couldn't. I'll be at the House of Blues at 2:30 today.
What year is that?
Again, same date, June 26, 2014. So, yeah, like, I mean, I forget if, were you the one who's kind of saying that Big U and Corrupt have had this fucked up relationship over the years?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I mean, he beat Corrupt ass in front of Snoop and Daz. And Corrupt, if he want to deal with that and turn back around and say my brother, that's on Corrupt. But that's not love. That's not friendship. That's not loyalty. That's not normal.
Right. No, definitely. That's fucking wild. So then we fast forward from that to this incident in the hotel lobby where you're getting into this huge argument with Big U, right? Is that like, what year was that?
That was last year.
Oh, that was only last year. Okay.
It makes it a year this month.
Holy shit. So, I mean, what was this still just like a lingering thing that kept occurring up until then?
Yeah, it's always been lingering. Like, you know, just in the streets, just stuff he'll say to people. It was just like, even me minding my business, he will subliminally bully me. Just, you know, oh, her family's gonna roll with me. Her family don't even like her. I got her family in my pocket. And it's just like, why? Oh, don't do business with her. I don't want nobody in the city working with her. Why?
Really?
Why?
It's like you stood up for yourself one time, and that's enough to make it so that you have to be intimidated and bullied going forward. Whereas, like, there's plenty of people that he could have chose to run this sort of game on, but somehow you just ended up in the crosshairs, huh?
I think because he knows my hustle. Like, I'm going to get to it, period. And I don't need him with me. He's not an asset to me. And you have to look at everyone that he was around. He either bullied, extorted. They hung around him for protection status. That was never me because I have my own visions, my own goals, my own aspirations. I didn't need Big U, you know?
Definitely. So that hotel incident, you seeing him was totally random, or how did that go down? It was
random. So I had tagged him and made the video saying that he's been bullying me for years and jumped on me and things of that nature. And so I did other podcast shows, and after that, I think it was like 2 months later, and I was at the hotel at the Ben Crump Awards, and I was just minding my business with my family, and something just told me to turn around. I was standing in line with my kids, and I turned around, and he was just walking up to me talking mess out the blue.
And was this kind of a different attitude from you? Because I assume you had just been so scared of him prior to this that you might have seen him and just sort of ducked off or backed away from the situation. Was there something about that day that made you feel more outspoken?
Yeah, and I think that's why he was walking up to me talking mess, because that is what he's known me as, like, to be scared of him, or not just scared, but terrified. Like, you know, I used to be very terrified. I'm not going to lie. Like, you know, just to be a woman in that situation, it was scary. But as the years went on, my fear turned into anger, and it is uncontrollable anger.
Right.
And when I seen him, I just wanted to tear his head off. It's like, how dare you walk up to me? How dare you say something to me? I have my kids here, and I wasn't scared. In that moment, I just wanted to kill him. Like, I get emotional when I think about it, because I don't think people understand. Like, I hate him. And I said I wasn't going to cry. I don't want to cry, but I hate him. With everything in me, I hate that man. And when I seen him, I didn't have no fear in me. I'm just like, I'm going to kill you. Like, I wanted to kill him.
Because you probably look at him and you see everything that could have been in your life. Just
everything that he did to me. Like, just, people don't understand. Like, his son Yui called me and tried to extort me for my son. My son does music, and so I didn't know that my son was hanging around Yui. And when I found out, I went ballistic. I'm like, we are not socializing with their family. We are not doing that. Long story short, his son calls me. And when he called, he's like, yeah, this is Yui. I got to call you because I need to talk to you about your son and my contract. I'm like, excuse me? And that was such a trigger to where I just went ballistic on his son. And so his son called back and he apologized. And then he was like, you know, nobody gives me a fair shot because of my dad. Nobody gives me a fair shot because Big U is my dad, and they think I'm like this and they think I'm like that, right? And in that moment, I felt bad for him. But it is the hate that I have for Big U to where I don't want to socialize with nobody that is related to him, that's cool with him, because I don't like him. I know what type of person he is. I know the real him. I know he's a monster.
Wow. Yeah, you probably know a lot of stuff that the public doesn't know as well, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any like particular retribution from that incident in the hotel? Did you feel you were targeted after that as well?
I want to say first, shout out to Wack, because Wack didn't know anything. Poor Wack. Wack didn't even know what was going on. And Wack had my back so much. And, you know, people try to give Wack a bad rap. Wack is really a good person. And I was crying, and he was like, I'm on the phone with the bail bondsman, and he called the bail bondsman, called my family, called my kids, stayed in tune, made sure I got out of jail. He's just really been someone that has had my back throughout this whole ordeal.